Joycast. My name is Tamika and I'm so glad to be back with you. Here we are today in actually my backyard, and we've had kind of a rainy, moist week here, cloudy, rainy, moist week here in Canada where I am. So all of our choices today include water, the water element. And so your three choices, choose the one that pops out at you first. Don't overthink it, just let it come up to the surface and choose it. Don't second guess it. Your choices are rain, cloud, or rainbow. Not necessarily your favorite. Choose the one that jumped in first, rain, cloud, or rainbow. So if you chose rain, there is a purification and cleansing element to this for you. So this is a time of big purification. And my sense around this is that it has something to do with authority in your life. So authority doesn't have to be a bad thing. Sometimes we need a container for ourselves, a guide, someone to take us to where we need to go in a more powerful way. So if you chose rain, it feels a little bit like you are struggling or have struggled with the challenge of authority. And because rain gives us this purifying, cleansing action, there's a message here about moving away from authority and coming back into your own power. And rain can be either incredibly welcomed, like when there's a drought and the rain is necessary to make things grow and to feed people, plants, and animals. Or it can also be really dreaded and feared when it comes along with strong winds and destruction, as in torrential storms and flooding. Now we want to see both sides of authority. So when I say that to you, some of you don't have a charge around that, but others may feel like authority is bad. So we also have to respect authority, as in, for example, our law enforcement that protects us. Also those teachers that may be in a position of authority that are taking us somewhere that we need to go at that particular time. And sometimes it can be hard if you've really given some of your power over to someone to release that connection. It can be a very strong bond. So give yourself a little bit of credit if you are releasing an old authority that's been in your life. It could be someone at work, it could be someone in your family, it could be someone in a business, someone in your community, in your neighborhood. But it is time to challenge that a little bit. And you can do that in the most respectful way, honoring where that authority has taken you if it's been helpful thus far. And sometimes we don't know when we're with someone that's in authority or in charge, all of what they're holding, all of what they're handling. And so there's a good, healthy respect that we can have for authority. And yet at the same time, there are times in life and in our culture and on the evolution of the planet that we must also challenge authority. Both of those have to come together. So I'm going to pull you a card from the Goddess on the Go deck, which is this one. But it's also perfect for guys too. It doesn't have to just be the females who enjoy the Goddess on the Go cards. So you get, I am serving the highest good for all. So there's a dance under the moonlight in this picture. And isn't that interesting, that dance between receiving outside authority and also honoring our own authority? Good stuff. So if you chose cloud, clouds are droplets of water and sometimes frozen water that collect together and create this beautiful white or darker image in the sky. And clouds are a symbol of shape-shifting, so being able to move from one thing to the next. So if you notice all the different images you can see in clouds as you watch them in the sky. And there's also a playful nature and a fun, spontaneous nature to clouds. So cloud watching is a wonderful practice, whether you're behind the window watching a storm roll in or lying down in the backyard watching white fluffy clouds floating by. That's a wonderful way to connect you in the moment. Just you're literally watching the atoms and the particles moving across the open sky. So if you chose this shape-shifting element could have two meanings. It could be for you that there is someone in your life that has the ability to show you two sides. This person may show you one side of themselves and then show you another side of themselves, and that may be confusing for you. So acknowledging that some people do that splitting in order to feel okay about themselves. We split off parts of our personalities and don't integrate when we are confused about ourselves. At the very basic level, that's a wound. So just asking you to honor that wound and watch yourself if you need to be careful or set boundaries with someone who is showing you two sides to themselves. The other thing that this message might be is shape-shifting yourself a little bit. So creating a new wardrobe, a new look, a new hairstyle, something different, just switching it up a little bit so that you yourself are flowing like the clouds and changing things. It might even be that you've, trying an activity that you've never tried. Going bowling, for example, maybe, I don't know. Taking a yoga class, how about meditating, taking a walk in nature somewhere you don't usually go. This is this idea of adaptability that we're really looking for on the planet right now, is mobility and adaptability, being able to move fluidly from one situation to the next. So there's a very positive element in this shape-shifting business. Let me choose a card for you, if you chose Cloud. I am choosing to see my challenges as my highest good. And she is holding onto a tree, and it looks like almost she could swing on that tree and have fun, or she could be holding on for dear life. Take a look at that picture. Yes, it could go either way. So this could go either way. A light attitude goes a long way. So I would say if you're holding onto a tree, look up at the clouds and swing around it instead of, and there's my dog, swing around it instead of getting too serious about it. So if you chose rainbow, rainbow is a symbol that brings delight to everyone that beholds it. It's very typically something that brings awe, wonder, a sense of blessings. It's also a symbol or an emblem of hope. And it's interesting for me, the last couple rainbows that I saw were double rainbows here in the spring, summer. And they were right after something that was a little bit hard to hear, some sad news coming in. One day I was walking my dog, and one of my neighbors came up and told me about their dog who was lost. And this dog was lost or stolen, and they were very upset for their children and the relationship that their children had. So it was really sad. I was walking and I was really feeling what that might feel like for those kids to lose sort of a best friend. And then I saw this double rainbow, and it really does give us hope. If you chose this today, my sense is that there has been something a little bit sad for you, and I don't know what that is. Maybe it's a loss, maybe it's a death, maybe it's a big change, or maybe it's just something you can't put your finger on but you're not feeling yourself. And the message in the rainbow is that the sun is coming out and the clouds are going to part and there will be hope again, and to not be down on yourself. It's okay to feel what you feel, but don't get attached to that feeling. It's not going to last. We don't want to get too attached when we feel down, because that is what can keep us down, is making up a story that it's never going to get better. There is something really wonderful for you on the horizon, maybe a pot of gold, I don't know. Rainbow is also a symbol of a bridge between heaven and earth. So in many cultures, it's a very spiritual symbol. So we remember our connection to the infinite, and we know that there's also going to be something come in as a bridge. So it might be a person that comes in to help you bridge from the state of mind or state of heart that you're in now to the next state, or it may be an opportunity, it may be a gift, it may be a new position, a new job, a new project. So that bridge is coming, and that is where you're going to find your faith, your trust, your hope renewed. Wow, there's a beautiful rainbow in the middle of this. It is, I am gentle with myself and others. Look at that. All these colors right in the middle of that dance. I am gentle with myself and others. Thank you for joining me on the Joycast today. It's been a pleasure to be able to be with you in your own home and talk about nature and intuition together. And feel free to share the Joycast with your friends. I'm very grateful when you do that. And any comments or questions, feel free also to email me to mika@davidtree.com. and have a beautiful, beautiful day. Namaste.